I want to figure out something, because for me it feels like CS content is becoming boring. Yes, they're the usual topics that people show off in their videos. However, there seems to be nothing really good to talk about. So let's have a discussion about that. What kind of content are we currently only getting on YouTube? And is there any way how we can improve it? And with that said, guys, don't forget about the giveaway in the description down below. And now a quick word from our sponsor. With Skins Monkey, you can easily trade your CS skins just a few clicks. It's a fully automated trading platform with 24/7 live chat support and a massive inventory of skins to choose from. When you trade at least $10 worth of skins, you get up to $5 for free as a bonus. To maximize it, trade $100 and grab that extra $5 bonus. Skins Monkey also offers a 35% bonus when you use my code SHIFTERZ, and also check out their free section for awesome giveaways. Click the link below, use my code, and now back to the video. Okay, getting to the topic on what we currently see on social media. So first of all, I would say this is the main topic that people still talk about on YouTube, is anything that has to do with skins. So investing, opportunities, gambling, all of those topics combined, and people do videos about that, and it feels like those are really the only ones that get a lot of views, because obviously there is money to be made. And the other hand, you have people talking about esports, doing analysis, and talking about the games that happened the day before. And a good YouTuber here, Lionhearts, I like watching his videos. He makes good content and would be a perfect representation of what I currently mean of this sector. And yeah, then there's the usual suspects, Sparkles, Hype Zeus, Arrow, who are more in the skin topics. But besides all of that, there seems to be sometimes a couple of cool gems that you find when you scroll through the platforms. However, there isn't really any content anymore. Even for me, it feels like cheater content has gone out of style. And for me, I would say the reason why this is happening is because CS2 has become too safe, too boring, too vanilla. The game feels like it has shifted its priorities from a casual or competitive casual oriented game towards the average consumer to more of an esports title that focuses on being the best esport as possible and catering the updates to making the game as competitively viable as possible, if you understand what I mean. Which basically means fun updates, interesting updates, and obviously special content that will inherently change how the game behaves are put on the sideline and are not really worked on. And when we come back to the life cycle, let's take the past year. You can basically see a new season gets released for premiere, then some updates are introduced, a map gets changed, and then a couple of months later you will have a skin update, some new skins are implemented into the game, and then once the major hits, you have again stickers and all of the skins that come with. And after that, the cycle repeats. New season starts, map changes, and minor gameplay changes. And then you just move on with the same skin updates, which, yes, they bring content to the game. YouTube, TikTok, and all of the social media, they pump out videos. However, after a while, it dies down. And then it goes back into obscurity. And once in a while, you will see something interesting pop up in your feed. However, I would argue it is nothing compared how it was about 1.5 years ago. Back then, you had interesting storylines, for example, Chief Kinzo's storyline on becoming pro, and even though it morphed into something very interesting that I occasionally follow, I feel like overall there isn't really anything anymore. People complain about the same topics, the same problems, and nothing feels to be changing. And I think this is also well being reflected in the YouTube algorithm, that people, the viewer, doesn't really want to watch the same problems that are always being discussed again, and they move on to different content. And well, the only way that this can change and get out of this dry streak is if Valve wakes up, does more for the general community, adds more content that is focused on actually adding content rather than just skins, or at this point, to be honest, having both somehow at the same time, I'm also happy. But without this, I feel like we're slowly moving away from the traditional content creators for CS and all of the interesting topics that people discuss about the game to more of an esports focused title and skin economy, skin gambling topics. And well, as always, the only way to stick out is if you have an interesting or a great personality. And with that said, guys, let me know down in the comments, what's your take on all of this? Let me know. And as always, don't forget to check out all of the relevant links down in the description. And with that said, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys on the next one.